All right, welcome back to Vuln Vibes, everybody. We are going deep today.
Deep.
Buckle up because we're diving into this uh, Laravel admin package, Voyager,
Oh, yeah.
and it's got some issues.
It does.
It's vulnerable to one-click RCE flaws.
Big yikes.
Now I know what you're thinking.
Yeah.
You got your OSCP, you're thinking, come on, one-click RCE, tell me something I don't know.
Been there, done that.
But hold on.
Okay.
We're going to get into the juicy stuff here.
Sure.
The trends, the implications, all that good stuff. Because, vulnerability is one thing, but what makes this one really interesting?
What is?
Well, to kick things off, I'm going to hand it over to our expert to tell us a little about Voyager and why this is a bigger deal than it might seem at first glance.
Yeah, for sure. So Voyager itself, it's pretty popular, actually. Like, we're talking over 2,700 GitHub forks.
Whoa.
Over 11,800 stars.
Wow, that's a lot of people using this thing.
Yeah. And you know what that means? Millions of downloads.
Yeah.
Millions of downloads. And to make things even spicier, the researchers over at SonarSource, they found these vulnerabilities, right? And they tried to, report them responsibly.
Sure, of course.
Couldn't get a hold of anybody.
Oof, that's never a good sign.
No, not at all.
So we've got a popular package.
Yeah.
We've got radio silence from the developers.
Uh-oh.
This is starting to sound a little ominous.
It is.
So let's get into the vulnerabilities themselves.
Let's do it.
What's the first one on our list?
All right, so first up, we got CVE 2024-554107.
Catchy name.
It is, right?
Okay.
That's a file upload bypass vulnerability.
Oh, upload bypass. So what's that all about?
So, Voyager's got this MIE type check, right? It's supposed to stop people from uploading executable files.
Right. Makes sense.
But attackers, well, they're clever.
Of course they are.
They found a way to bypass this check by disguising their malicious code as like an image or a video.
Oh, sneaky.
Yeah, so they're manipulating the file headers, using weird extensions, tricking the system, basically.
So it's like they're putting on a disguise.
Exactly.
Sneaking it in the back door.
And boom, malicious code's just sitting there on the server waiting to be executed.
So I'm picturing a web dev company, right? They're using Voyager to manage their client's website. Attacker comes along, exploits this vulnerability, uploads some nasty code disguised as, I don't know, like a funny cat picture.
Sounds harmless.
And suddenly they've got access to all the client data.
Exactly. Not good.
All right, that's one down. What's next?
Okay, so next up we got CVE 2024-55416.
Another catchy one.
It is, yeah, this one's a JavaScript injection flaw in, get ready for it, the admin compass endpoint.
Admin compass. All right, I'm taking notes.
So basically, Voyager's not doing a good job of sanitizing user input in this endpoint.
Oh.
So attackers can inject malicious JavaScript code.
Oh, no.
All they got to do is get an admin to click on a specially crafted link.
A little trap.
Yeah, and then bam, that script executes right in their browser.
So they got a foothold.
They do, and from there they can hijack accounts, escalate privileges, all sorts of bad things.
So basically, you click the wrong link, you're handing over the keys to the kingdom.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, two down. What's the last one?
Last but not least, we got CVE 2024-55415.
All right, I'm ready.
This one's all about file path manipulation.
File path manipulation. Okay, tell me more.
So this one lets attackers mess with the file paths within the application.
Mess with the file paths. What does that even mean?
So imagine they can delete important files.
Oh, no.
Or they can access sensitive data.
That's bad.
Or even disrupt essential services by just moving files around.
So it's like they're rearranging the furniture.
Yeah, except the furniture is your entire system.
And breaking things in the process.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've got these three vulnerabilities, right? Each one's bad on its own. But you mentioned something earlier about one-click RCE.
I did.
How do these three things connect to create that kind of attack chain?
Okay, so picture this.
I'm picturing.
Attacker crafts a malicious link, right? Targeting that JavaScript injection vulnerability we talked about.
Okay.
Admin clicks on it, not knowing any better.
Uh-oh.
Boom. Attacker's in. They got access to the account.
They're in the system.
Now they can use that file upload bypass, upload some malicious code disguised as, I don't know, a meme, a funny cat meme.
Always the cat memes.
Right. And then they use the file path manipulation to point the application to execute that meme.
So they're basically making the application run their malicious code.
Exactly. And just like that, remote code execution with just a few clicks.
That's pretty terrifying.
It is. It's a pretty effective chain.
So who's most at risk here? Is it like specific types of companies?
Honestly, anyone using Voyager is at risk.
So web dev companies?
Yep.
Startups?
Uh-huh.
Freelancers?
Pretty much anyone using Voyager for anything, building internal tools, managing CMS-based applications, they're all potential targets.
So this is a pretty widespread problem.
It is.
So what can we do about it? Any hope?
There is hope, don't worry.
Okay, good.
SonarSource, they laid out some mitigation strategies.
Okay, what are they?
So first things first, restrict Voyager access.
Okay, so like not everyone needs to be an admin.
Exactly. Only give access to the people who absolutely need it.
Makes sense.
Then limit those browse media permissions.
So that's to prevent unauthorized file uploads.
Exactly. Got to keep those malicious cat memes out.
No more cat memes.
And then implement some robust role-based access control, RBAC.
RBAC. Now that sounds fancy.
It is, but it's basically like, a digital bouncer.
Okay.
Making sure only the right people get into the VIP area of your system.
So you're saying we need to step up our security game.
Yes,
Not
absolutely.
anything else.
Yeah, on top of that, got to tighten up that server-level security.
Well, okay, what does that involve?
So things like disabling PHP execution in certain directories,
Okay.
enforcing strict MIME validation,
Right.
and diligently monitoring those logs.
So basically locking down the server as much as possible.
Exactly. Make it as hard as possible for those attackers to exploit anything.
So it's a two-pronged approach.
It is.
Limit access and fortify the system.
Exactly.
Makes sense.
It's kind of funny. We're talking about an admin panel called Voyager,
Right.
but it turns out it can be pretty easily hijacked to explore the deepest, darkest corners of your system.
A little too much voyaging, if you ask me.
Right.
But in all seriousness, this is a big deal.
It is.
Especially since there aren't any official patches available yet.
Yeah, that's the scary part.
It really makes you think about how developers balance convenience and security.
It does. We all want tools that make our lives easier, but not at the cost of compromising our systems.
That's a good point.
It's a tough balance to strike.
It is. So, to wrap things up, for everyone listening, if you're using Voyager,
Yeah.
double check your security measures.
Please.
Stay informed about updates,
Yeah.
and maybe even consider looking at alternative admin panels if you need something more secure.
Good advice.
Knowledge is power, folks.
Absolutely.
Until next time, stay safe, stay curious, and keep those systems locked down tight.
See ya.